Okay, today we're going to discuss about Asteya. Asteya means non-stealing. Once again, it's through the thoughts, through the speech and action. It's basically Yama tree. Yama, it's ethical guidelines or ethical discipline or self-restraint. So what is Asteya? Asteya means non-stealing or don't steal. It's about don't. Like if you look at the first one, don't harm or do not harm. The second one is Satya, do not lie or speak the truth. And the third one is, today we're discussing about, do not steal. Let's take a look at how actually we often, we steal actually by without noticing. So in a yogic way, it's more of an external behavior to transform, to harmonize more, to create harmony and love and peace, I would say. For example, you steal actually from the people, universe, ourselves means yourself, and the future. So you don't steal what is not belongs to you. For example, for me, most of the time and space, it is very important for every individual, especially if you're into like you have dreams or you have anything in general, in a yogic practice, to like taking a time to practice and stay focused, not being lazy or not being late, or you steal the time or being lacking of this, that laziness or whatever the dullness causes, also stealing your time of not practicing on time and creating the space. It comes with the times, the space that you have. It's not like you create the space more positively, not too noisy or not too violent or anything. Something that it creates more harmony and peace and love for yourself too. So for me, it's mostly like time and space is very important. So you have to create and earn your own time and space to do things in general. Okay, so let's look at the people. The first one. So how do you often you steal from people? For example, let's look at the time. You actually like take people's time to tell your own story, but if they're willing to listen, it's both sides. So you're not stealing the time. If they're willing to spend a time with you, you're not stealing anything. Also, you're not like being selfish. You're like not only just telling your story. You also have to be willing to spend your own time for them too. It's about give and take. It is not an exchange. In a way that they say, you give, you take. I mean, you give something. You take something and you give something back, but not trash. So to the people or anything. So you have to create this kind of a discipline of not stealing from people, and also stealing from people. Like for example, the creativity, or maybe you're working in office, or you're working in an artistic field, or you're working in a creative field, or you're an actor or choreographer, performer, something that you create by yourself. You just don't steal from anybody, and also you don't label it that belongs to you, and then you kind of throw it in. So it's about like a copyright thing, right? Not about copyright, it's about respecting their own creativity. And also this one understanding. And also downloading the music and downloading the movies from this, some sites and all, or anything. Like people work so hard to create, and you want to buy quality things, and then you want to credit. So don't give trash back, don't even get nothing. So don't steal nothing. So it is kind of shows that you stop stealing. And also in the business, partnership, percentage. Maybe sometimes it gets high, sometimes I get low. Next month I'm going to take it more. More. We are just a human beings that we always want more. The desires, all the time, desires. So you want more, you crave for more. For example, you look at this apple. It's an inspiration comes from Adam and Eve. The forbidden tree. The God said like, don't steal the apple, or don't take the apple. But what Adam just in, it's not belongs to him, right? So that's why even back in the day on the Bible, God said, "Never do not steal." It's kind of like a Ten Commandments. You can see that here from the Torah. Is "Thou shalt not steal." Exodus chapter 20, 50 verse. So you can see everyone's mentioned, everyone's saying the same thing, do not steal, do not steal, but we often steal. We often steal that it is not belongs to us, and often we steal the people's emotions and feelings, and also their own things. Example, you compare yourself too much with others. That is also kind of like low self-esteem, and you're not working on yourself. That is like lacking something here. So this external behavior also connects your deeper level of understanding. You do your craft, and it counts to your future. As we talk about here, to create your future, you don't still, or compare something with others. There's no point. Just do your own thing. And you earn it, don't steal it. If you look at the universe, earth or nature, often we talk about this before, the thoughts and speech and action of the ahimsa, kind of like going to the nature and, hurting. Like for example, I have a book, paper, right? You cut the trees, you often cut the trees, creating the global warming. And you steal and you create a harm. And you're not true to yourself, you don't do that. The truth is this. There's a saying in text, the universe has created everything for us, it's already within us. Of course, we need to eat, we need to survive, we need to do business, we need to do all these things. But sometimes you don't have to overconsume and overdoing. Because overconsumption also can cause like kind of a stealing. Just like, nowadays people are doing like recycling this paper, recycling the stuff to create things, and also they create some kind of a creative, I don't know, sculptures and all this stuff now. They're using those kind of things, not cutting the trees again and create another thing or gift box or new paper or something like that. So there's kind of like a minimizing, also helping. And also animals, like you wear the animal skin, like you kind of do not harm, and you steal from the nature, you steal from this universe. Imagine the same thing, the animal or anything, which is not human, come and cut you and then take your skin off and then wear the same jacket and they show, oh, I have this, and then it's also like falling there, but they don't do that. They belongs to nature and we belongs to here. We also one kind of a creature in this nature. We often find to survive. So I would say, do not steal from the universe and do not create harm ahimsa. Be truthful. Then do not lie about it. If you do something, you admit it. The second one. And then in here, now, the universe has like so many things that which is not belongs to you. Just take it. Don't take it. Do not steal and do not take what is not belongs to you. Even if it belongs to you, do not steal. You share. Yeah. And let's move on to the stealing from ourselves. I would like to read from the Yama, Niyamas by Deborah Adol. I often follow her book. It's a great book. You might want to buy one to read. Let's look at it. We are like lack of and believe in ourselves, and with this low self-esteem, judgments, criticism, and demands for perfection or forms of self-abuse in which we destroy the very essence of vitality. In all the ways we live in the past or future, steal from ourselves. If you look at this point, all the ways we live in the past or we steal from the future, especially from ourselves, and we create a fence and around our mental idealisms. We put barriers that steal from our full expansion from our own lives. So you wanna take a good look at this book. Also, it's great. I suggest you read if you can. It takes time to absorb. But yeah, let's get to the topic. We often get stuck in the past and we don't move forward. we kind of create a fence in the front of us, and which makes us stop. But you create it with your mental, whatever this experience had, and you can't move forward. And I would say, instead of stealing your future, you can actually step forward a tiny step. You don't want to have to jump from the fence, or like you're going to hurt yourself. You don't have to jump on the future at once. You want to take time to practice. You want to take time to reflect. You want to do your journal. You want to do what makes it stop, what makes you stuck in the past. Like, you don't want to steal the time and space of your own, which will not help you to go further and not help you to grow. So it is all up to you. So you don't want to steal that, your own self. You have this uniqueness in you. You have this full potential of capability of fully living, truly. So living in the moment, also practicing Asteya, non-stealing. Living in the moment. Right now, you're listening to me, I'm talking to you, we're living this very moment. And I'm sharing, you're listening to me. We both are like creating this, what do we say that? Harmony. Understanding the wisdom of yoga, understanding this ethical discipline of behavior, to self-restraint. It is good to step back and wait a minute and pause, but you want to step ahead. The future is waiting, so create your future. And do not steal from the future by stuck in your past. So if you look at it, they kind of link together now. Stealing ourselves can happen stealing from your future, your own future. So you really don't want to be regret of why I couldn't do that. For example, being late and not to be present, we never can get the moment back or not on time. So by staying in the moment, we practice Asteya, and we have to listen open heart when someone speaks, and you truly listen. And do not steal their time by not paying attention. You want to like really listen, or do not cut in if someone speaks. Don't cut in. Also, you're stealing their time and their willingness to share. So you really want to listen carefully with the big ears. Really like listen carefully, and don't rush to tell your story until they're finished. And also creating the time and space in anywhere you go. You do talking, but not yelling, and creating this, whatever it is, you do talking with the compassion and kindness. So you don't create or steal their happiness or their peace of time. So you can kind of like, it comes to people, kind of goes together, this people, universe, ourselves, and future. So you want to create that. You literally want to work on your own craft. And stealing from others, from their efforts, not good. And also you learn to share, to give credits that someone created something. And it might be helpful for your own attitude too. It's just really a gratitude. And realizing that we don't need to have more, and be where you are and what you have, and appreciate and stop stealing. And there is a saying, we are perfect in imperfections. And practice Asteya to slow down yourself from stealing yourself and from others. So that is, it creates its own uniqueness, working on your own craft, creating your future, but not stealing from the future. So that kind of goes together, third and fourth. Let me read you a sutra, chapter 2, 37 verse. Okay, try to listen carefully and repeat after me. Are you there? Yes, repeat after me. Asteya pratishtayam sarva ratna upasthanam. It goes together in one line, straight line, or short. It's more like it has to have the rhythm. It's like a hymn of singing like that. Asteya pratishtayam sarva ratna upasthanam. It means, it's from the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. It means when yogi is grounded in non-stealing, yogi, like the person who practices yoga, all this, following this 8 limbs of yoga or following the path of yoga. Anyone can do that. I mean, everybody, yoga is for everyone. It is a universal culture. So that when yogi is grounded in non-stealing, he or she becomes, kind of like he becomes aware of all kinds of treasures in her or his vicinity. Vicinity, it means kind of like an area. For example, it's like surrounding a particular, like a place. So you became very grounded. You became literally grounded, and you understand the value of practicing non-stealing, which is called Asteya. So once again, people, that is about Asteya, Yama 3. Yama 3, also the third one, Yama. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and listening to my share. Once again, my inspiration comes from Yoga Sutras by Patanjali and the writers like Nikolai Bachman and Deborah Dill. Those are the books I follow. So I'm not crediting anything. I'm learning and I'm sharing. So this is what you do. You learn, you share, you grow credits, you don't steal. You can create your own story to share, but you do not label it. There's a text saying it's already within us. We don't need anything extra to survive or to create something that we don't belong to and you steal from it. You don't really need that. So you think about practicing Asteya, which is the non-stealing, and you try not to steal from the people, from the universe, earth or nature, from yourself, and from your future. I would like to read a quote. We learn through Asteya that everything we need in life is already within us. So, it's already within us. And you give more with compassion and kindness. Often my mom said you give more. And you don't expect anything in return. There is an expectation, also causes suffering. Ultimately, following all these sutras and all this yamas is like to understand and to have less suffering, or understand our mind and understand our nature. It's so cool, right? Like how these sutras can lead us and navigate through our destiny to reach. Not sure there's a destiny, or at least our path is clear. Our path to create this yoga, to create union of body, mind, and soul. So you do not steal and you don't steal. You do not harm, you do not lie. So I think you understand what I'm trying to explain to you. I hope my share is helpful, and let's get back to practice and do yoga and keep inspiring, keep creating. You earn, you don't steal. You earn, you don't steal. That's the most important in this Yama tree. You earn, do not steal. Thank you for watching. Namaste. Bye-bye.